Hi everyone, welcome back to my video. For today's video, I'm making the most highly requested video, which is basically revealing my stats and extracurriculars. Yay! At first, I'm like planning to never make this kind of video again, because I was so embarrassed after posting the first video, which many of you guys probably know me with. Basically, my college transfer decision reaction video. I was so embarrassed because many of my friends saw it and say that I received congratulations from so many people, but I was so embarrassed, and I literally want to dig a hole and hide in it, and I just didn't know why I did that. But then so I literally disappeared for 9 months, but now I'm back because many of you guys send me messages via DM and even LinkedIn and requested this kind of videos to reveal my stats and extracurriculars for my transfer journey. So basically, yeah, I'm making that. But so let's just go. So we'll see. And I am applying as a transfer. Basically, the application's kind of basically the same, and my working activities are basically the same for all the UC, Stanford, and Jack and Cook. So I'm just using one of the application. For GPA, I apply with 4.0. I receive all A's, and after that, I also have my I was a phlebotomist. So for the grades and academic history, I also include my phlebotomy technician certificates, because they mentioned I have to report everything that I have taken for my academics. So I reported that I took the phlebotomy technician license certification in one of the adult school. So I reported that, and after that, for the activities, let me count how many activities I have. I think I have 14. Yeah, and the first one was the first one was director for a pre-med ops series workshop, and it was at the school that I done with ESOC research and developmental branch. So basically, ESOC is student government, and so we collaborated with research and development branch of my school students government, and then I was a director's conducting the workshops for many pre-med students. Basically, that workshop was we have radiology workshop, suturing workshop, and administering medication workshop. Basically, I'm a pre-med, so I want to kind of do that, and one of my friends had a really great idea. She came up with this idea, so we started doing that together. So it was on every Wednesday, one doctor would came in and then teach about radiology and suturing and basically medication and blood pressure. So basically, as a directors for these kind of workshop, we have to coordinate with doctors, or purchasing the suturing kits and some stuff like that, or having sending the email to students to hey, you're set for our workshop or something like that. So this is what I did, and I said that's my first activity. The second one was I was at the student government, and then I was a senator, and so I was a senator of STEM. So I did that for 1 year, and so I mentioned about that, and I'm saying I'm a senator. I join a meeting once a week to vote for the items and to represent the STEM students, because I was a pre-med. So this is my second one. The third activity was I was an inter-council club representative for one club called Scientific Research Journal Club, which is JC of my community college. So basically, what I did was I have to go to the inter-council club meeting every week as a club representative. I was also in another club at my school, which is basically I was a secretary of a club named American Medical Student Association, AMSTER of my community college. So basically, I tell them my jobs, which is basically I have to send the emails and reminder emails for all the members of our clubs, and we work on so many workshops. We invite speakers, and basically we provide students with shadowing opportunities and internships and some stuff like that. Because I'm a pre-med, I want more students to know more about pre-med stuff, and I have exposure for the positions or like shadowing opportunities or like volunteering, some stuff like that. So basically that's what I did, and that's what I said in my application. Another thing, it's like out of school now. So what I did was student phlebotomist, because as I mentioned before, I received the phlebotomy technician license and I started working, but this is the internship. So this is the internship that I got before doing it as a job. I mentioned that I work as a phlebotomy technician. So basically, after receiving my license, I started working as a phlebotomist, and I work on every weekend. So it was kind of crazy during like my school. Was like during like my second year, after like first year, I finished my phlebotomy license thing. So during like a second year, I started working as like a phlebotomist. So on Monday through Friday, I have classes. I have like inside school thing. Like I work in different clubs. I have like meetings, and I have like so many things going on. But on weekends, I work as a phlebotomist. I work both Saturday and Sunday. So this is what I did. And another thing, okay, back to school. I work as an organic chemistry TA. So I was a teaching assistant for one of my class. It's basically organic chemistry class. So for my organic chemistry, it's 2 semester class. So basically, let's call it like organic chemistry A and B. So after finishing my organic chemistry A, my professor asked me to become like a TA for this A class while taking B class with her too. So basically, she has both A and B going on in that semester. So I was like taking my B class while working as a TA for A class. But it was really fun. I really enjoy working as a TA. And the other activity was I work as a tutor. So in biology and chemistry department of my school, I work as a tutor, and I really love that experience. I wish like I could tell more schools about that, because working at the tutoring department make me like realize so many different things about like how students often have like difficulties with like things that we took for granted, sometimes like language barriers, or sometimes like biology thing or chemistry thing. I met like so many pre-meds that have like difficulty with like biology and chemistry, but they're like still working for their goals and stuff like that. Like make me really motivate them to like help them. And I really have like a very good like personal connection with like a supervisor, which I'm like very close with, which I really love her. And next, back to school now. Like my 2 years at Colonial College, it was during like a COVID time. So I work as a vaccine ambassador at my school. So basically what I have to do is like I oversaw a team in creating like a student-centered approach to deliver like vaccine education, and I host so many workshops in like a class times I have to partner with like different organizations to have like mobile clinics or like testing site at my school. So basically to encourage students to have like vaccine, because at the time vaccines were like just started to come out. So there were like some kind of like misconceptions and beliefs saying like, okay, vaccines are not safe, or like, okay, J&J is like not good, or some stuff like that. So like I work to demystify those kind of myths. Next is also employment. I work as a mental health advocate on my school. Basically, mental health advocate, it's kind of like more like I would say internship, but I got paid for it. We develop like campus-based educational outreach projects to reduce the stigmas around mental health and to encourage students to seek mental health support when needed. That's what I wrote. This is what I wrote. There was one of the project that I did was I'm in Burmese, so I created like a project called Caring for Burmese Community CBC Mental Health Project. So this is like kind of like one of the project that I have to do as like an intern. So like we have so many projects that each student do as like an intern to reduce the stigmas around mental health. So that's what I did. And as I mentioned, throughout like my 2 years, I have like a solid job. So during like my first year, I work as an after-school instructor, and during like my second year, I work as a phlebotomist. So I mentioned about after-school instructor. So I says as an after-school instructor at an elementary school, I have to plan like activities and their like curriculums for their like the kids after school. So basically, like after the school, some parents cannot like there are like some parents who are working, so the school basically open like after school programs for those kinds of parents. So that's where I work as an after school instructor. That experience is so much fun because I literally have like get to create every kind of activity that I want to do with like a student. So basically we created like a dancing day or like sports day, or maybe we play with like cereal bowls to show them like the how string moves, or like rocket, or science day, or like cookie making, or pancake day, or so many I can't even remember. Like we literally did like every day everything, or like painting, drawing, like so much fun. And that activity. Next, that experience is research. Basically, I would not call this research. It was more of like a research class. In my school, we don't have research basically because it's a community college, but our school has like kind of like a one research class. So I took that class. It's called Yeast Oven Gene Project. Basically, we're doing research on the oven, and then we selected one of the genes, and then using like kind of like delete that genes, and then like amplify the genes, and then design the template to repair the strand breaks and some stuff like that. It was very, I would say, cool experience. And at the end of the quarter, we get to make like one poster, so that literally boosts my resume. So yeah, that's very good experience. And next, volunteer. So basically, I volunteer at the hospital near where I live. So I was like a surgery waiting room volunteer at the hospital. So I have kind of like a solid amount of hours, so I tell them about that. So, and it was true, I volunteered there on every Friday. So I tell them like I volunteer there on every Friday. I'm so happy that I can become like a moral support for patients by listening to them sympathetically, and help encourage family members by empathizing their feelings. I'm also able to help nurses with errands, assisting discharges, and always greet the patient with big smiles at the information desk. Ew, that's so cringe. Ooh. Now that I'm like kind of like preparing my medical school application, and like now that I look back at my like application for the transfer, I feel like it's very two different things. If you write like this in medical school application, I guarantee you like you will get 0 interviews, 0 acceptance, and like you will be like literally out. But during transfer, the work limits characters are like very limited, so I get why I wrote like that. Yeah, that was the volunteer experience. And the last one, I guess, is I volunteer as a contact tracing volunteer during like a COVID time in Ministry of Health Department of Myanmar. So as I've mentioned before, I'm Burmese, I'm from Myanmar. So during that time, I got to work as a contact tracing volunteer for that Ministry of Health Department of Myanmar. So I let them know what I did. It was only about like 4 months, but it was really cool, I would say, because through that experience, I got to learn a lot about the situations in Myanmar. And there was like one phone call that I very vividly remember. And basically, she told me her kids also have the COVID. She also have the COVID, and the husband died from the COVID like 2 days ago. But when I told them to go there, but they said they could not because they could not afford it. So through that experience, I learned a lot about like healthcare systems. Okay, now let's move on to the achievements and awards section. So basically, these are all the awards that I got before I transferred. So these are everything that I got during like my 1.5 years in a community college before I transferred. So these are basically before the Jack and Cook, before any transfer scholarship that I got for transferring and some stuff like that. So these are basically the things that I got during my 1.5 years in a community college. So the first, I wrote my Nerver Scholarship Award. This is basically one like very cool scholarship, I would say. So I applied that scholarship because I saw that on Instagram. Crazy, right? So basically, organization, Women in California Leadership Scholarship Organization. So they only award 80 students in California every year, and then you have to like send them resume and transcripts or some stuff like that. I don't even remember. I applied a day before it's due, and then I remember the day when the scholarship came out. I was at the clinic with my sister because she broke her leg or something. I received an email and I checked that, and then I won that scholarship. So I got that. I was so surprised, and I checked so basically they has a press release, and I checked what kind of people are getting these, and then a lot of people, there are some people who go to Stanford, there are some people who go to Harvard, and there are some people who go to UC Berkeley at the time, and I'm from a community college. I was like, oh, I feel very humble. So something like that. Okay, next I talk about certified phlebotomy technician license certificate in one of my awards, because I wanna mention that because I suffer a lot during the process of getting a phlebotomy technician license here, because I'm half school, I have work, and I'm taking class outside of school just for my phlebotomy technician license because I want to work as a phlebotomist. So so many things going on. Next, awards is from my school. So I won the scholarship award again, called Lady of the Empire Scholarship Award. So basically I wrote it awards to students in STEM field at Ohlone College. Basically I talk more about that. And I was in Theta Kappa Honor Society. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right, but I was in Honor Society, so I talk about that as one of the award sections. And I talk also about pediatric first aid and CPR certificate from American Red Cross organization. Oh, and kind of the thing is, okay, I remember now. When I was applying to Stanford, I know that I don't have that many awards because I didn't go to high school here. So when writing about that, I cannot talk many of the awards that people usually have, kind of AP awards or National Merit Scholarships during the things that they got usually at high school, because I didn't go to high school here, so I don't have that many awards. So I remember I put every certificate or license that I got. That's why I put, as you guys see, I put some kinds of award, license for my awards. But during high school, I got honorary cis distinctions awards. So basically we have cis subjects, and then I got and distinctions in every subject. So this award is given to the students, outstanding students who pass the national matriculation examination with distinctions in all cis subjects. So I talk about that. And the last one is highest achieving students of school year. So basically in that national matriculation examination, I got the highest marks in that national exam in my whole school. So that allowed me to graduate high school with that title, highest achieving students of the school year. So I talk about that. I talk about my languages. So I was experiencing English. I speak 4 languages. So I was experiencing English, I was experiencing Burmese, I am fluent in Chinese, and I'm intermediate in Korean. So I talk about that. One thing that if you're watching this video, one thing that I wish you could take from this video is everyone is different. Everyone has their own stories, and your story would not be the same as mine, and your difficulty going through your childhood or your life would be totally different from mine. So what I want you to take away from this is please don't compare. Please never ever compare yourself with someone else. And I know it is easier to say than to actually do it, but everyone is unique and everyone is different. And as long as you put in the effort, you will get to where you want to be one day. I'm back again because I literally forgot that I was checking the comments, and I realized people are asking about some tips on how I prepare my application, and then some tips for transferring and applying to Jack and Cook. I would say one advice that I received the most was being true to yourself. Just tell them your story. Just tell them what you have been through. Everyone is different. Everyone's story is different. But stay true to yourself. one very good advice that I would say I would get from like one of the students who transferred while I was like transferring was, they say it's like, if someone's like drop the application and someone who knows you pick it up and read what you have written, and after they read it they know it's you, then your application is very authentic, then you're set. Just go with that. So I would say just being very true to yourself, and then like just think about it this way: you have been through a lot, you did so many things, like you were like doing so many extracurriculars and like juggling with like so many schoolwork, works, activities and some stuff like that, and then like, or like you might have like family responsibilities or so many things like that, but you're still doing it. And so like just tell them your story, and I just tell them what you have been through, and then like why you were doing this. For me, most of my activities are like centered around pre-med things or like medical school things, because I'm a pre-med, like I want to go to medical school, I know that. So everything that I did, it's surrounded around like pre-med things. And then like when I'm like writing my activities, I have like kind of like solid proof to tell them like why I'm like doing all these things. Why? Because I want to go to medical school, I'm becoming a doctor. Yeah, and have faith in yourself, have faith in the effort that you have put in. You are far more valuable than you give yourself credit for. That's what my friends said. Just have faith in yourself, just have faith in the effort you are putting, and time will come. And hope you have like a successful application cycle, and wish me luck too. I'm applying medical school soon, I'm scared. But yeah, see you in next video, probably, I don't know yet. Bye.